Race fans, are you ready? It is time. Moxie Media Promotions coming to you live on Spreaker Radio from the Amco Total Car Care Studio. It is West Coast Wide Open coming at you right now. You may be looking at history tonight. That's right. Still standing in the Moxie Media Promotions studio, West Coast Wide Open. Moxie Media Promotions. My name is Corey Penfold. I'm your host tonight. Got the whole crew in the house. You guys ready to party on a Wednesday night?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We had a lot going on. A lot of good things to talk about. We got a special call-in guest tonight. Going to talk racing. Always good to talk racing when this dude, you don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have him live in just a little while. But, man, what chaos around here. Chaos around here at the house, the farm, the speedway.
Good chaos.
Man, it's that time of year that it's just kind of everything starts to go from hyperspeed and just kind of calming down. Not the case this year. Not the case this year. It's been complete insanity around here and kind of get you hyped on the right way. I'll play the whole song for you next time. I got a couple things to edit. That's why I jump it forward. I got to get some stuff out of there. You know what I mean? So, anyway. It has been it's been wild. It's been wild around here. I mean, we've been working nonstop. We had 300 Hoosier F45s dropped off today here at Marion Creek Speedway, and we were stacking them in the barn. Got about 106 of them stacked before we had to come in and do the show and throw down some tacos real quick.
Tacos.
Yeah, no doubt. It's
the good old standby.
Here's the thing: when Sandy makes those tacos, it's hard. I'm trying to lose weight. Not on
Wednesday nights.
No, nuh-uh. No, that whole thing goes out the window.
Those 72-ounce steaks you made a couple months ago.
Good
though.
Lord.
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
Good
I have
Lord.
another prime rib in there, Gary, that I'm saving just for you. Hey, that's what he told me it was the best prime rib he's ever had.
He did. He actually said the best. Yeah.
Really, grass-fed
That's a fact.
from our grass-fed beef, and I'm saving it for Gary again.
Yeah. Well,
So.
I wish I could be so lucky.
Well, you
Wow.
live here.
And you're her husband.
Well, you could look at it this way.
You get
now
lucky
you can.
all the time.
I was gonna say now you know how lucky he really is. If I'm giving his
I'll
friends
spread
prime
the rumors.
There's nothing
Yes, do it.
nothing like raising your own beef like we do here. You call it the Penfold Farm, the Penfold Ranch, Marion Creek Speedway. Call it what you want. We got a lot of stuff going on around here, man. Today was no different. 9 o'clock this morning. Dave and I out on the track. We got a new car delivered, new cart, and we had to test it out and make sure it is what it is. And this thing
Is it what it is?
Oh yeah, yeah. This thing lived up to everything we thought it was going to be. Dave's about I'd say 60 pounds lighter than I am. Is that about right, Dave?
He's about 60 pounds, period.
Yeah, about 60.
Yeah, 60, 65.
Dave's about 60, and I was still faster.
By like 0.2 of a second.
But yeah, about
He
210.
must have
I
had
didn't
the
know
Moxie
you were
sticker.
even timing
I felt-
until I was finished, or I would have stopped being on a Sunday drive.
Oh, you were Sunday driving.
Uh-huh.
I get it.
Yeah. It seems like every day's a Sunday drive with Dave.
He's used to driving them tractor trailers and holding
Well,
traffic.
I'll tell you.
Think
Let
my
me tell you something.
tractor's
Let me tell you
sexy.
something. Pump brakes. Let me tell you something.
Pump it.
I gotta give props to this dude. Track prep. This dude. Him and I knew nothing about. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew how. I've seen it done. Had some ideas on what I wanted to do out here at this type of clay. We've been out there working our tails off. We spent 4 hours out there yesterday working on this track, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you're going to find a track anywhere in the country smoother than this place.
You won't.
This track is so incredibly. I mean, we actually went through from our test session, which we had last Saturday. Had our test session, and we had Gary. You were here, all of us except Nina. She decided to go, walk around the woods and hunt mushrooms or something. I don't know, take
still
whatever it
feeling it.
was. But
Final
you know,
hunting.
you think she could
archery.
come hang with the Moxie crew and have fun on carts? No,
She was snipe hunting.
No,
She had to
yeah.
go
Oh,
shoot
sniper.
something.
And she had her tree hugger clothes on.
Listen, you're the one that
Yeah.
missed out. Okay?
I did.
You missed
I
out.
drank a lot of whiskey in the woods,
You
though.
missed a lot of fun.
So, we had for our test session, we had 9-10 carts out here, but it was a good. These are all hand-picked drivers. We had everything from the little guys and the Predators all the way up to the 500 open cage carts. And did we put the boogie down or what?
Man, oh man.
We did, huh? We put it down.
People loved it.
It was awesome.
It was all smiles. It was super neat to see how excited and happy everybody was. They'd come off the track and they're like, that is bad,
Yeah.
you know?
It was.
Yeah.
I expected good feedback, and I knew everybody was gonna say one thing. We haven't got the fence up. Okay, that's coming. Whatever. We did put some tires on the outside for a visual. Stay away from there. That's the edge. It's a long drop off them high banks we have here.
I'm glad we didn't have a fence up.
Why is
Well,
that?
Gary would have been hurt had we had
Well,
a fence up.
Oh,
and-
yeah?
He actually
Where's
flew
the fence
off the
supposed
track.
to go?
So let me tell you something. As fast as
Airborne.
we're going, on this track, and we had drivers hitting 60 miles an hour in their cage carts here at Marion Creek Speedway.
No way.
It's only
Yeah.
a 10th
60.
mile.
60.
Shut the front door.
It's a 10th mile track.
Oh, shit.
60
Talking
miles an
about
hour.
100-foot straightaways.
Yes, and we were putting it down. Now, we had two drivers the entire day that decided they wanted to test the banks and see what it was like to slide off the track because the fence wasn't there.
They
Was
wanted-
Gary one of them?
Gary was one of them.
Of course he
Now,
was.
listen, when Gary does something, if you guys don't know Gary, for those that don't know him, you haven't met him at the track or,
All the girls know him.
what it
All
is.
they do.
Jesus.
If
Those-
you-
it's them jeans.
You don't know
I know.
Gary. And let me tell you something.
his
When Gary
pants.
does something, this is why Gary and I have gotten along from day one. We do things a lot alike. When we do it, we go all out. We give everything we've got 100%.
You go
And I
ham.
don't care if that goes towards building a house, doing a podcast, or wrecking a go-kart.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
So here's Gary at probably 50 miles an hour on this cart, slides it out of turn 4, gets up in the marbles, and launches this cart airborne.
Turn 4 is where Tater did the same thing, right?
Yes.
Tater's wreck was nothing. Tater
But it's
fell
the
off
same,
the edge.
Same number.
This
He
dude
flew.
should have
Flew.
had a cape.
He should have had wings.
Fudge.
Gary should have had a cape because when he went Dukes of Hazzard,
Oh, you
people
went-
were scattering.
Did you-
All right, airborne
Did you fly like an eagle?
Yeah.
hang time was impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had a parachute, he could have passed for a paraglider.
Did you get some hand gestures in there for extra points?
No, I gripped that steering wheel. There's
No,
hand
but
gestures.
apparently when he landed, everybody was telling me his face was white as a ghost,
I
and it was
bet.
like, oh,
So
crap,
here-
Probably
that
felt
hurt.
it through your tailbone.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is so funny to me. So funny to me. So Gary and I are on the track. We're hot lapping, right? We're putting it down. We're testing the track, and we're giving these. We're stressing it. We're doing everything we can to push the limits.
Overdriving the carts as much as we possibly can.
I know you
Full
did.
throttle. Okay,
You
I
did.
I
I
overdrove.
did.
Yeah.
So we go out there and we do our hot lap session, right? And we're
Yeah.
we're trading, juniors on the speedway, adult speedway, adult cage car, dwarf car, all that good. We got a rotation going. We're the last ones to go that night, Gary and I. Right?
Ugh.
I pull off the track.
Like you're done.
Yeah,
It's
well,
all him.
it was I pull off the track because I didn't see him on the track. I figured he pulled off
Yeah.
too. So I pull off and I get out and I take my helmet off. I come walking up. I slap him on the shoulder. Bam! Like, yeah, how was that, bro? How was that? He pulls his helmet off. He's got this look on his face like he just seen Jesus, right?
He probably did.
How was Jesus?
Check this out. He looks at me. He just kind of shakes his head. And I'm like, "You all right?" And he just kind of shakes his head, no. And I was like, "Oh man, I thought he was mad because I passed him, right?"
Right.
That's what I'm
so
thinking.
you start giving him
Okay,
crap.
I have no idea for 20 minutes at least 20 minutes that he went Bo Duke. I had
Yeah.
no idea he went Bo Duke, and Uncle Jesse over here saw it. I had no idea.
Uncle Jesse.
Oh, Dirty Dave is Uncle Jesse.
I had
now.
no idea. So here, I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I want you guys to listen to this. I'm not going to lie to you. So Gary doesn't mention he flies off the track like
No.
Bo Duke, right? Doesn't say a word
He
to me
just
about
got
it.
his head down going,
No, he
"Ugh."
just kind of hangs out, all is good. And I'm thinking, all right, having a good time. People are leaving. We're, saying, hey, thanks for coming. We're getting our feedback. We're talking to them and, figuring out what they do and what they don't like. It wasn't until after Gary leaves that Dave comes over and says, did you see Gary? I said, what
you
do you
just
mean?
nonchalantly didn't
No.
bring up that you went flying like a
No,
Superman.
check this out. Dave says, did you see Gary? I go,
Well, yeah.
what do you mean did I see Gary? And he says, did you see him fly off the track? I go, shut up. He didn't fly off the track. He goes, yeah, he did. Last time you guys were out there together, he flew off turn 4. I go, he did not.
Did you guys got it on video?
He did not. No.
I
Oh.
wish.
Corey didn't put two together. Get this. So he pulls off on turn 1, where
Right.
is the entrance right now at this point.
Right.
So he pulls off. He's nosed out. I pull up to him the opposite direction.
Again, I'm not thinking.
You're
Right?
He's
not
not
even
thinking about
putting two
this.
and two together.
No.
Well, I'm thinking he pulled off there in turn 1 where we got the temporary
Right,
entrance,
right.
And he just whipped around, was bringing the car back up. Okay, I'm not thinking anything about it. I don't think anything
You
about the
got
look
it
on
from
his
the gram.
face. You know, his fact that he's ghost white and
Jesus.
looking like he just
Still
had an
entered his
experience.
body.
So Dave says, "Yeah, he flew off turn 4," and I said, "He did not fly off." He goes, "Airborne, all 4 tires in the air, landed here." That's impressive in itself. Okay. But what he did next, I would have paid money to watch this.
Oh, man,
okay?
what'd you do next?
He hammers the gas, takes off, and pulls up like he's going to go back on the track.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay, did you
Did
pull
get
back on the
track?
track? He didn't come back on the track.
I should have saw his face when he.
That was
opened
when
his
he pulled
visor.
up.
Yeah.
That's when he pulled up, and I was pulling off.
Your
And
fight or flight was like, yeah, let's do. Hold up.
I
So-
don't,
like,
I
hold
don't
up,
think
'cause-
anybody saw him do it except me.
You thought you were
I
In that-
bleeding out of
in that
orifices.
150 feet that I had after I landed to get over to turn 1, it gave me time to kind of
Did you
recollect
say
what really
150
just.
feet?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so after I realized what has gone on and the fact that Dave goes, "You missed that pole by inches,"
it's a sprinkler pole we've got set up.
They could have
it could have
just went
impaled me. Could have.
pierced
So
you.
here's the funny
Water
part.
me up.
Okay, we've got tires around here for safety. We put
Right.
tires.
Yeah.
As a,
You completely missed the tires.
no. Here's the funny part. After the fact, Dave walks over, grabs some tires, and covers the pole.
I knew Gary was going back out on the track.
Hey, that's how
so-
we. That's what that weekend was for, though, so we can figure out where people fly to
Yeah, well, he flew.
barricade.
He came off the track, and he was leaning to the left a lot. I just caught out of the corner of my eye. I saw some big bird or something coming out that's blue. So I looked over there, and here's Gary come flying off, and he's kind of leaning to the left, and I'm thinking, well,
That's
so
not
then
good.
when he hit, it was a pretty hard hit, I could tell. And he just come on around. I walked over, and he opened up his visor, and I looked at it, and his eyes were just, holy crap.
I would have loved to
go-
seen the look
I
on
go,
my face.
Processing
Are you
it.
okay?
And he's like,
yeah.
So here's the thing that those of you out there listening, some of our listeners that have not been to Marion Creek Speedway yet and haven't seen this place, here's something you need to understand, guys. Turns 3 and 4, where Bo Duke here decided to put on the air show, is banked about 18 degrees. That's a lot of banking when you're talking about launching a go-kart.
So, Corey,
especially when you're like,
no, it's more than 5.5 feet, I think.
It's almost 6 feet off
Almost
the ground.
6 feet. Yeah.
And the angle that it drops at isn't like this nice, smooth transition
Yeah.
down to the ground. It's like
Yeah.
a cliff, and you go off.
did you
and
come straight flat down or did you hit tire and down?
I hit the right front first. Now,
Okay,
here's
so
the
you
thing.
had some padding.
I had a
instead
little
of
bit of
straight-
padding. It wasn't a straight down shot.
straight
It was actually
tailbone.
really nice, but I think why my wrist has been hurting is because when it came down,
Yeah,
it
you-
jerked the wheel.
Yeah.
And I just, the sun was in my eyes. I couldn't see.
You
I
you
couldn't even, I'm in the
stepped
air
on it
thinking,
after you,
I'm in the air
you fell
thinking-
down. You're like, screw it.
I need to grab a tear off. And I got one hand off, ready to grab a tear off, and I'm like, no, screw this. I'm going to hit the ground. And so I put my hand back on the wheel.
He was trying to pull up like he was in an airplane. He was trying to
Well-
get up higher.
Oh, I tried to throttle out of it too because that's my instinct, because the
Emergency.
nose was going down, and I'm thinking throttle to flatten out
Ugh.
like I would on my 3-wheeler or my quad.
Rings in the teeth.
And
No.
I just stopped videoing.
Yeah,
listen,
Doggone
right before
it.
that.
Listen,
I would have
just
loved to
barely
see
missed it.
that.
it would have been great.
That would have been great.
That's good stuff.
Gary, I'm going to tell you something. I've been laughing about this on Saturday, bro. I'll sit here with nothing going on and think about you flying through the air on that
All
car.
slow motion.
Wishing I would have seen it, and I just start laughing. Sandy looks at me like I've got brain damage. That's probably
another
a valid
story.
point. There's
Yeah.
there's a
It's a
case
given.
there.
Good thing you
But
had a helmet
just
on.
the
You would have heard him screaming like a girl in his helmet over there.
Here's the deal. I checked on the throttle just a little bit because I was starting to feel like I was going straight for that corner. I checked, and I just throttled back into it again. So I just gained a little bit more speed so that I can keep that front end up, I think is what
I will
happened.
bring
It was
adult depends on the next one. So
So
see when
got
you crap
closer.
yourself,
Yeah,
watching
when
me
I-
go off
when
the track.
I fly off turn 4 too.
10 minutes after Gary decides to go Bo Duke, our son Tater comes out. Now, Tater's never driven an LO206 engine. He's always been in the Predator, right? Watching him drive the Predator, I'm thinking, he'll be
handle
all
it.
right in the LO206, okay? He's proven he can drive the Predator. All right, let's put him out in an L206. See what he's got. Let's see what, we know he's not afraid. There's no doubt he's not afraid to drive.
No.
Now he's got to get him to listen, okay? To listen. So I tell him, first thing I say to him, I think you were there,
Stay
Gary.
on the track.
No?
Was I there? No, I think that might have been after
You
I
might
left.
have bailed. I
Stay
know
on the
Dave was
track
there.
I was
and
there.